Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I'm doing a quick interview of the new Blu-ray release of The Freakmaker, also known as The Mutations, which is actually the title I originally knew it under. Now this new Blu-ray release is actually a release from Diabolik DVD, the online store, which I order a ton of stuff from like all the time, and they are finally sort of dipping their toe. I think they've actually might have had a hand in a couple of things prior, but this is officially their first time sort of actually releasing a movie on Blu-ray. And it's nice to see that they are doing that. I think the more times true fans of the genre kind of are able to get a hold of especially some more obscure titles and get them out there for release, especially on physical media, that is always a good thing. So if you've never seen The Freakmaker, aka The Mutations, it's basically sort of a cross between Todd Browning's Freaks and Frankenstein. Basically, you have Donald Pleasance and Tom Baker. Yes, that Tom Baker from Doctor Who. And there is sort of this carnival that has a bunch of freaks who are bringing in these sort of rejects thing to incorporate into their show that Donald Pleasance is creating. He has this idea, future of evolution is going to be sort of cross between humans and plants, where they're sort of one and the same. So he's trying to force that to happen by conducting experiments not only on plants but also on humans. And once they've been done, they go to the freak show to kind of be shown to sort of be part of the show. Now the interesting thing is that much like Todd Browning's Freaks, a lot of the freaks in the movie, and I use that term lovingly, are people with actual conditions and things. I think there might be, obviously outside of Tom Baker's character, there might be one or two that have some sort of appliance on, but I believe all of them actually are, like, the way you see them is actually how they are. Now I've been a huge fan of this film since I was a kid. It was one of those that for whatever reason I managed to convince my parents to let me rent it from on VHS back when I was really, really young, and is just one that kind of stayed with me. Like, a lot of aspects sort of really kind of stayed with me over the years. And having revisiting it now, I can definitely say it's definitely, it's a slightly slower film, but I think I kind of remember it being that. But also, the great thing is it's a UK film, and it was made back in 1974, and so there's actually still has a lot of elements of a lot of like the Hammer films. Kind of the mood, the feeling of the film, at least for me, that's kind of what it seemed like. And it's got some really kind of cool like practical effects and some makeup that I thought were a lot of fun. So in regards to the new Blu-ray, so first things first, there is a slipcover with some brand new artwork. And underneath, it does have sort of the original poster artwork. You can see here, which is nice to have. I like it when the original artwork does get used. So here's the inside. You can see the disc with the artwork. So on the left, here, let me just pull them out. So it comes with two sort of postcards that are double-sided. So this one obviously has the new artwork that was done for this release. And then on the reverse, it has the original one-sheet artwork with the Freakmaker title, not the Mutations title. And then the other one has, I don't know, a Japanese poster maybe? And then the reverse of that has the original VHS cover, which is the one I remember from when I was a kid. So as far as the Blu-ray release goes itself, I can honestly say it is a very nice release. Now what they did was, which I really, really appreciate, is they kept it simple. Nothing is overly extravagant. You know, the menus are simple, the options are simple, and you know, when you're kind of making your first disc, that's the smartest thing to do. The featurette on it, I believe, was ported over from the DVD release from several years ago, which I'm glad they did port over. I must admit, I don't know whether or not the commentary track is the same one from that release or if it's new. I want to say it was from the DVD release. I could be wrong about that. I've not been able to double check. And then it has trailers, stills gallery, it does have subtitles. So as far as the transfer goes, they did not have access to the original negative, and honestly, I kind of don't think the original negative, I don't know if it's been destroyed or if it's just missing, or I thought I read something about that a couple years ago. So the only thing they can use is actually an archival 35mm print. With that obviously comes just some issues that you can't escape. It's not going to obviously look exactly as sharp as transferring from the original negative. It's going to have some minor print damage. It's going to be a little bit washed out. You can have some minor clipping in the highlights and some muddiness in the darker scenes. But I will say overall, luckily, the print that they used, I would say about 85% of the time looks really great. A couple moments, especially early on, where I felt it was a little muddier and kind of not a fault to anything they did. That's you're at the mercy of your source material. And I think considering that they are going off of print, they made it look as good as possible. And even some of the darker scenes that I was actually kind of worried about were going to look too muddy, I kind of felt that I could still see things very clearly. I could tell what was going on. And usually that's my biggest fear with when I hear that they've used a print for a transfer. And there is some minor print damage, nothing major, a couple specks here and there, and some minor lines that, come and go real quick. It does have the cigarette burns up in the corner at the end of every reel change. But I don't know, to me that kind of led to the charm of it. So I just want to kind of state that kind of going in. You have to keep your expectations in check because it is a 35mm print, not off the original camera negative, which I'll just say it's missing because I don't remember for sure. And I'm pretty sure if they had access to it, they would have used it without a doubt. So how does Diabolik's release of the Freakmaker hold up? Honestly, as a first release from them, I was really super happy. And the fact that they chose this film, which is one that means a lot to me, I was really happy about. I'm really glad that this finally got a Blu-ray release. I hope going forward that Diabolik can do more releases. I mean, I hope hopefully this sells well enough where it encourages them to also do more films, especially some more obscure films that I don't want to see kind of fall by the wayside. Now, this is for sale right now at Diabolik DVD. I think it may eventually be up for sale in a couple other places as well, but for sure you can get it from Diabolik. It is region free as well, so no matter where you are, by all means, you can order it from there because they do ship internationally. So I'm a big fan of Diabolik. Really happy with this Blu-ray release. And if you're a fan of kind of weird cinema, which I think this would definitely fall into, I think you actually might enjoy the Freakmaker. Maybe not as much as I do. Maybe I like it more than most people, but still give it a chance if you can. So kudos to Diabolik for finally putting this out on Blu-ray. So just a couple quick thoughts on this release. If you've seen the film, definitely know what you think. If you're interested in picking this up, or if you've already picked it up, definitely let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.